Are you ready to dive into the chaotic and rewarding world of Fractals of the Mist in Guild Wars 2? In this 10-minute video, I will guide you through everything you need to know to get started. I'm Summer, and this is the start of a new Fractal Guide series for new players. Let's start by breaking down the basics. What are Fractals? Fractals of the Mist are challenging dungeons that offer a unique experience in Guild Wars 2. They feature a variety of environments and stories, as well as unique mechanics like the agony mechanic and mistlock instabilities. While designed for parties of 5, Fractals can also be completed by smaller groups. One of the main attractions of Fractals is the opportunity to obtain powerful gear. They are a primary source of ascended and infused equipment, which are essential for high-level play. Additionally, Fractals offer a sense of exploration and adventure as players delve into different realities and face challenging foes. When entering Fractals, players arrive at the Mistlock Observatory, where they meet Dessa and her team of scientists. Dessa tasks players with stabilizing Fractals, which involves making them safe for scientific research. As players progress through each Fractal, they will encounter various challenges and obstacles that require teamwork and skills to overcome. Getting started with Fractals. You can start playing Fractals as soon as you reach level 80. To get to the Mistlock Observatory, which serves as the starting hub for all Fractal levels, you can either go through the portal in the center of Fort Marine in Lion's Arch, or if you have access to the Mistlock Sanctuary Gem Store Pass, there is another entrance on the eastern side there as well. If any party member enters, you will be prompted to join if you are on one of those 2 maps. Fractals of the Mist feature a difficulty scale ranging from Tier 1 Initiate to Tier 4 Master. There are no gear requirements for Tier 1 Fractals, allowing anybody to try Fractals out. Your personal Fractal level increases with each successful Fractal completion of a Fractal of at least your personal level. Higher levels offer better rewards, but are also more challenging. You can choose the initial difficulty level for your Fractal run, and it can be adjusted in the lobby. Increased personal levels provide better rewards, even if you run lower difficulty Fractals. Each Fractal scale corresponds to a unique island and a set of conditions. The Looking for Group tool lists 4 Fractal difficulty skill ranges, and they unlock as your personal Fractal level increases. Typical parties are set up with a healer who also provides either alacrity or quickness, combined with an offensive supporter who provides the other boon. Last 3 slots are filled with damage dealers, who are typically power DPS, as the Frights and Fractals are often too short for conditions to rend up. Exceptions to this rule are some of the challenged modes. In more experienced groups, the healer can be replaced with another offensive support. Fractal basics. Higher difficulty levels in Fractals feature increased enemy numbers, higher level foes, and more health and damage. Additionally, enemies may gain new abilities. At specific tiers 26, 51, 76, Fractals introduce new items, challenges, and mechanics like agony and mistlock instabilities. Starting at level 71, Fractal Avengers will spawn to finish down players, while Fractal Vindicators will appear in Fractals with that instability. Daily Fractal rewards are available for different difficulty ranges. Players cannot use waypoints in Fractals. If a party member dies, they must wait to be revived or for the party to leave combat. Once out of combat, a defeated player can teleport back to the last checkpoint or exit the Fractal. Currently there are 23 different Fractal islands. Here's a list of them. Mistlock instabilities are special modifiers that add additional challenges to Fractals. They can affect players and their party through different conditions or extra creature attacks. Abilities start at difficulty scale 26 and increase in number at higher scales. You can preview active instabilities on the difficulty scale selection screen or your effects bar. Mistlock instabilities are randomly assigned daily. Here's a list of all possible instabilities. Fractal Masteries are a special mastery track that unlocks additional rewards and NPCs in the Mistlock Observatory. These NPCs provide access to infusion extraction devices, crafting materials, and other valuable rewards. Fractal Potions offer offensive, defensive, and mobility bonuses and can be stacked up to 5 times. Infinite Fractal Potions provide all 3 potion effects simultaneously and can be used infinitely. Account Augmentations are account-wide upgrades that grant additional rewards and agony resistance. Each upgrade has 4 tiers, which gets progressively more expensive. There are 2 types of daily Fractals, Tier N and Recommended. Each tier has at least 1 Fractal for the 3 Tier N dailies. The 3 lower tiers each have 1 Recommended Fractal. All daily Fractal reward chests include a pristine Fractal Relic and +1 agony infusions. Completing a daily Fractal will reward players with a chest depending on which tier was completed. For example, Tier 4 Fractal Masters chests in all lower tiers. Completing a fractal will give you a certain amount of fractal units depending on the scale, and a certain amount of fractal inscriptions depending on the scale. You will also receive ascended crafting materials, karma and experience. Typically, a full tier 4 daily run with maximum account upgrades will yield around 20 gold, and completing the 5 challenge modes will yield around 30 gold daily, if you sell all materials. For more information on how to maximize your rewards in fractals, check out the fast farming website. The link is in the description below. Fractal tips and tricks. Here are some very important tips and tricks to navigate fractals of the mists more smoothly. Bosses have a blue defiance bar under the health bar. Use crowd control skills to deplete the bar, often called breaking the break bar. Breaking the break bar exposes the boss, increasing your damage for a short time. This is a crucial mechanic for dealing high damage quickly in fractals. Agony starts at level 20 and gets stronger at higher levels. It requires agony resistance to counter the damage. Without enough resistance, you lose health every second under agony. Minimum is 1% per second. Maximum is 180% of your life per second. Agony also reducing healing effectiveness by 70%. Therefore, avoid using heals while affected by agony. Here are some commonly used abbreviations in the LFG for fractals. You can use the /GG command in fractals to instantly kill your character to reset to a checkpoint. This allows for efficient fractal skips and cooldown resets. Important note, resource bars and Mistlock singularities reset on full party death. Mistlock singularities are unlocked at Fractal Mastery level 4. They reset all cooldowns when used, which is useful for precasting skills before combat. Furthermore, the buff they give will prevent you from lethal blows once. For more useful tips, for instance which utility consumables and sigils to use for a particular fractal to maximize your damage, be sure to check out the Discretize website or my future guides on this. The link is in the description. Gearing up for fractals is expensive, especially for beginners, as you will eventually need a full set of ascended gear with agony resistance infusions. Start with usable stats from the beginning to serve you throughout your fractal journey. Regarding agony resistance, for beginners use +9 agony infusions in ascended gear slots, as it is the most efficient way. If you are tight on money, use +7 agony infusions and upgrade them later, which costs 24 silver per extraction. You can also use a temporary buff called Anguish Tear of Alba for +15 agony resistance, which you can buy at Desert Alchemist in the Mistlock Observatory. Here's a rough plan, what you should have at which point in your journey. At tier 1 you can still have full exotic gear. Optionally you can level Chef to 400 and craft Ambrosial Chef's backpack for faster tier 2 access, because it can have an infusion. At tier 2 you should acquire ascended accessories and attune ascended rings to get to 61 agony resistance. At tier 3 you should acquire ascended armor pieces and infuse rings and get to 106 agony resistance. At tier 4 you should finish your ascended armor, infuse remaining rings, craft ascended weapons, infuse your backpack and get to the final benchmark of 150 agony resistance. Of course, if you already have legendary gear in any of those slots, it serves the same purpose as ascended gear. You might ask where to get all of those ascended stuff. Here are some easy acquisition methods. Buy accessories with guild commendations or roles. Save relics for ascended rings. If you want, you can level crafting professions for crafting armor and weapons yourself and don't wait for drops. Strike missions and raids can give you ascended armor and weapon boxes as well. Consider buying Living World Season 3 Episode 3 for trinkets. Remember, this is a gradual process. Start with tier 1 and work your way up by completing fractals and acquiring the necessary gear and materials. As tier 1 and tier 2 are a gentle introduction to fractals with low DPS requirements and forgiving mechanics, and tier 3 and tier 4 are much more demanding on the party, there is a so-called tier 3 phenomenon. It describes a gap around tier 3 where players may not be prepared for the increased demands on their builds and playstyle. This disparity becomes more pronounced in tier 4, emphasizing the importance of team play and individual adaptation. How do you smooth this right then? Using appropriate build with traits and gear stats that fit your role is crucial for success in later tiers. Understanding team compositions can increase your success rate as well. There are no hard set rules, but finding ways to contribute to the group will make fractals more enjoyable for everyone. Be prepared to learn and adapt to the mechanics and demands of each tier. Remember, as you progress through the tiers, focusing on improving your skills, understanding team dynamics, and adapting your build to meet the challenges of each encounter. We've covered the basics of fractals, from unlocking them to tackle challenges and reaping rewards. If you want to see my upcoming guides with tips and tricks for every single fractal, be sure to subscribe. And last but not least, Don't be afraid to experiment and try different fractals. The more you play, the better you'll become. Are you ready to dive into the world of fractals? Join us in the comments and share your experiences. Thanks for watching.